I think we have the greatest championship in the history of basketball.
100%.
We're the only, yes, 100%. That's how I feel.
Down 3-1 in the NBA Finals to, historically, they were saying one of the greatest teams to ever play and come back and win the series. That is the greatest feat in NBA championship play that I've ever witnessed in my life.
The basketball game is 40 minutes, but being a basketball player is 24/7.
24/7.
I talked to my wife 4 minutes. I said, hey, baby, hey, I love you. Okay, I gotta go back to my team. We are stretching together, we are eating together, we are recovering together. Even if somebody was just getting a massage, you'd have 3-4 people in the room watching film, talking, sitting. We were so close.
Yes.
Right? And even to this day, we're on the same text chain. We still communicate.
Same here.
And I'm curious to you, are you still in communication? Obviously with Lane Beer you are, but how many of your teammates do you talk to still after all these years?
We have a group text where we text every night, and in the text, we'll say, I love you. We'll say, you know, F you.
Yeah, right.
Wish each other happy birthdays. What you just talked about again in terms of that sacrifice, that discipline, how many players are willing to make that?
Bron plays for lineage. Bron plays for Mount Rushmore of NBA. This man plays every game to try to be the greatest player of all time. So when you look at his schedule and how he eats, how he approaches a game, what he knows, what he doesn't know, how he talks, is on a level that when you humble yourself and say, okay, you are different.
Yeah.
Then you can accept who he is and why he acts the way he does.
I'm gonna give you 2 stories, and to punctuate what you just said about LeBron. But I said to him, I said, you know, you have to accept the challenge of trying to be the greatest player to ever play, because not many of us, including myself, has ever had the opportunity to play for being the greatest player to ever play. Fast forward, right? He asked me, okay, what do I said, you got to become smarter at the game. I said, the brain is a muscle. So you have to start reading before the game. So when it's time for you to go out and play, your brain is firing.
You're the one that told him that.
I'm the one that told him that. Who are the players that we had to beat? So Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they thought like LeBron James. They understood that type of detail in the game. Larry Bird, Dennis Johnson, they understood that type of detail in the game. So when you talk about playing against those guys, Channing, in my era, we had 3 teams in terms of Philly, Boston, and LA, that they had 2 to 3 guys on their team that thought like LeBron. That's how good those teams were.
To beat those teams, you had to have your own unique hot sauce.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't use somebody else's sauce on their chicken.
The hot sauce had to come from the brain.
You had to bring your own type of sauce, exactly.
Hey man, like I said, you can run fast, you can jump high, you can dunk, you can do all that stuff. But if you can't think, we getting ready to kill you.
What do you want people to think about your legacy?
I would say as a person, overcoming all the obstacles and the odds of growing up on the west side below the poverty line, I was the kid that wasn't supposed to make it to 18, wasn't supposed to graduate from college, wasn't supposed to get into UC Berkeley and get a master's in education. I was the kid that strived to get out of the ghetto, strived to get out of hard times, and then I happened to play basketball. Your personhood, your honesty, your trust, your sacrifice, your discipline, like, you know, who are you as a person? And I would want people to remember me as the person I was, not necessarily the basketball player I was. Because if all you can remember me for is that I was a good basketball player, then I've done a bad job with the rest of my life.
Thank you, man. I mean, Zeke, obviously, like, I would do this for hours with you. I appreciate your time. You're the best. Thanks for being on Full-Bodied.
Thank you, and I love you. And I really mean that.
I love you too, man. You're the best.